Hi, welcome back, it's Susan. I've made this lovely whimsical card today and I've used the mini fairy garden die set, £5.49, got loads of little bits and bobs on that. It's such a sweet set, so I've cut them out just to show you, and I love that little house with the opening door. It is gorgeous. So I've just popped them onto some low tack tape. Of course, it's from Craftaddictionuk. You've got your coupon code susan5 for an extra 5% off as always. I've cut a panel already. I've got all my little pieces cut. So it's time to build it up. I'm going to do some ink blending first. And I've got Marina Mist just lightly on my brush to do some sky. I want to keep it all very light and whimsical, this card. I've got some mint macaron and I'm going to put that on the bottom, and I've chosen this one because it is a very pale green. So building my scene up now, I've chosen a stamp. I've got the fairy path. I'm going to place that on my cardstock, but being mindful where my other things are going to be. So when I've got that in its correct position, I'm going to close the misty door. The ink I'm going to use is Sahara Sand, just to stamp it out. I don't want anything too dark. I'm going to get my stamping tool just to get me that little bit extra pressure. I'm going to pop another ink in down. And that's lovely. So my next plan is to make a moon in that right hand corner. I've got a circle just cut out of copier paper, which I use as a moon mask. And I'm using the Marina Mist again, and just in a halo, just going round that circle, and I've made my moon. So it's time to do that house, and I've chosen to do some watercolouring today. So I've got some Derwent Inktense pencils. I'm just choosing 3 in a brownish colour. Popping the lighter one on first, which is the tan. Just lightly sketching it. I'm going through it with the saddle brown. Then getting my sponge, my brush and my water. Every time I go in the water, I'm dabbing it on the sponge, and I'm just going to activate those pencils. I don't want it to be wet. I just want moisture from my brush, just enough to activate the pencil and not do anything to distort my cardstock. And this isn't watercolour card. This is just my regular cardstock, what I use. But doing this method, it takes it really well. So doing the underside of the mushroom, and I'm keeping it all light and tonal. I want it very whimsical. A card that you can pop in a child's room in a frame. Then going down that stalk. You don't have to have a lot of the pencil down. Doing the darker colour for those lines on the door and just around that window. And just blending it in with the paintbrush. And with the Inktense pencils, you can keep adding layers of colour on top. So getting the mint macaron again, I'm just going to put some of that light green at the bottom of that house. So I'm going to have a look. And I think that looks lovely. So I'm going to pop a bit of colour onto that path. So just sketching it, just where the shaded areas are on the stamp. While I'm doing this, I have got something to tell you. There's a fellow crafter, Christine Stokes, and I will be doing a collaboration. We're each using a slatted die of our choice and a few other bits and pieces. And we will be doing a giveaway from Steve from Craftaddictionuk. He'll be giving away a £20 gift voucher on both of our channels. To qualify to go into the draw for this fabulous prize, you'll need to make sure that you're subscribed to both Christine Stokes' channel and mine, watched, liked and commented, and you'll go into the draw. We will be doing this draw on Wednesday the 4th of June, and it should be going on around 12 midday. So if you'd like to enter into this fabulous little draw, then make sure you've liked and subscribed to both Christine Stokes' channel and mine, and we'd love to see you there. So now I'm doing these mushrooms in the same way, just a light sketch and then going through with the brush. I'm putting a little bit darker flicks on that, blending that in with the brush as well. Then going to do the stalks. And deepening those little undersides of the mushroom. Now you can see my mushroom heads. You can paper piece these holes back in, but I'm not going to. I've decided I've got a piece of scrap, popping some of the darkest colour onto that, and then giving a wash. And I have gone with the colour quite heavy-handed, but I'm just going to give it a light wash with the water. I'm going to cut that end off. And then use it just to cut round the mushroom head. Just slightly underneath the mushroom head. And you can always trim it round. So doing the same with the smaller one. I think this is a really easy way rather than paper piecing them back in. So pop in some glue just on that head. I'm going to place it on top. I might give it a trim. And I think that's so cute. So now it's time just to give those fairy wings, and I'm only going round the outline of the wing just with the mustard pen. Just along that outside edge. So when I put that moisture to it from the brush, it's just going to give them a little golden glow. And that's all I'm going to do with the fairies. I just want a very whimsical, dreamy looking card. So I've got some stars, and these actual stars are from the unicorn die set from Craftaddictionuk. They've got some, well, a lot of stars in there, and I wanted some tiny ones, and these fitted the bill perfectly. I'm going to put those onto foam tape just to elevate the fairies. And pop that one in its place. Getting those stars. I'm just having 3 stars. Getting my pickup tool, I think, to do that as well. So it looks like the fairies are making a wish over the house and its little story. So I'm going to glue that, just a little drop of glue. And put the house with some foam pads as well, just to elevate it, just on that mushroom head. So popping that in its position. Then the bottom, I'm going to have a bit of scrap, put some glue on, and then just tuck it under the bottom edge and press it down. That little door opens up, waiting for a visitor to arrive. So I'm going to glue those little mushrooms down. And that's finished my scene. So I've got a frame cut as well. I've cut 2 and stacked them on top. And this is a penny black curvature die. I think it's lovely. Now the centre comes out of this die, but the panel I've used, I've just cut down myself. I wanted it that little bit bigger so that the frame sits on the edge and doesn't kind of fall into it, if you can understand what I'm saying. I want to put that onto some foam tape, or at least have the option of putting it onto some foam tape to elevate it at the back. And if I just use the die that came out of the actual die cut itself, then it would have to be definitely flat. So I'm going to place that on top, getting it as level as I can. And that's lovely. So I've got my base card, and that's 5 1/4 by 7. So now I have got the option of putting it on the foam tape or just laying it down flat. But I think it is definitely the foam tape. So I've got my tape. I'm going to pop it all the way round. Take those backings off. So I'm going to get it in position. And when I'm happy, I'm going to pull those tabs. So that's my card done. I hope you've liked it. I hope you've subscribed. Keep subscribing. Don't forget next Wednesday for the competition to win that voucher. And I'll see you again very soon.